Welcome to Sugosha Media News. Today is 1st of July and here are the top defense, aerospace and strategic technology developments from India and around the world. India's defense sector witnessed major developments as Paras Defence partnered with Powerus to manufacture the Guardian-1 counter-drone system. Gujarat secured 2,550 crores in defense investments. DRDO unveiled an advanced composite hull for the next-generation Infantry Combat Vehicle. Indian Navy issued an RFI for tactical multi-copter surveillance drones. The government moved closer to finalizing the 30,000 crore rupees Anant Shastra QRSAM program to strengthen India's air defense capabilities. On the maritime front, Maharashtra's Dighi was selected for a 20,000 crore rupees Greenfield Shipbuilding Cluster with Mazagon Docks as the anchor yard. Globally, DARPA advanced AI-powered air combat autonomy through F-16 testbeds, while UK Defence Investment Plan 2026 announced reforms for the Royal Navy alongside fresh investments in sovereign munitions and long-range strike capabilities. The news in detail. Paras Defence and Space Technologies has signed an intellectual property license agreement with Tandem Defence, a wholly owned subsidiary of Autonomous Power Corporation Powerus, for the Guardian-1 interceptor technology. Under the agreement, Tandem Defence has granted Paras Defence an exclusive, non-transferable and non-sublicensable license to use the licensed intellectual property within India for manufacturing and commercializing the product in the country. The Guardian-1 interceptor is a high-speed, battery-powered counter-drone system developed by Powerus to combat low-cost aerial threats. Paras Defence said the agreement is valid for 12 months and can be renewed by mutual consent. Gujarat secured investment commitments worth 2,550 crore rupees from four companies to strengthen its aerospace and defence manufacturing sector. The agreements were signed during the fourth edition of the Vibrant Gujarat Regional Conference for Central Gujarat at GSFC University in Vadodara. Under the Memorandums of Understanding, Dinesh Chandra Defence Systems will invest 800 crores, Ram Aerospace and Defence rupees 150 crores, Sri Kodiyar Heavy Engineering will invest 100 crore rupees and SRK Tetronics will invest 1500 crore rupees. The project will be set up in Kheda, in Rajkot, Vadodara and Ahmedabad. DRDO scientists are developing an advanced hull for a futuristic infantry combat vehicle using composite materials to build lighter, stronger and stealthier battlefield platforms for the army. The Research and Development Establishment is developing the project in Pune. In April, the Vehicle Research and Development Establishment in Ahilya unveiled the metallic version of the Vikram V221 Infantry Combat Vehicle. The new composite material version would reduce the vehicle's weight by around 1.5 tons and improve several operational parameters, including use of replaceable armor panels, enhanced flotation capability, lower thermal and electromagnetic signatures, and improved comfort for soldiers operating inside the vehicle. The Ministry of Defence intends to induct tactical multi-copter surveillance drones for base surveillance and security. They intend to install the system at naval establishments. The system is envisaged with the following components: airborne component, one vertically launched multi-copter drone with stabilized EO/IR camera payload. The ground component will have ground control station with storage box capable of controlling the airborne component. The spotter shall be able to be launched or recovered in wind speeds up to 30 knots and in case of rain in an open area of size 4 by 4 meters both by day and night. This landing shall be an autonomous operation and not dependent on operator skill. The Ministry of Defence is poised to finalize a 30,000 crore rupees production contract for the indigenous Anant Shastra Quick Reaction Surface-to-Air Missile System in the coming weeks, marking a decisive step in strengthening mobile air defence capabilities for the Army. The deal will transition the system from successful trials into full-scale induction, providing a modern shield for mechanized formations. The Anant Shastra system, developed by DRDO, represents a major indigenous success under the Make in India initiative. Bharat Electronics has been appointed as a lead development cum production partner responsible for integration and radar systems. The Maharashtra government has zeroed in on Dighi in Raigad district to host a mega Greenfield Shipbuilding Cluster estimated to cost over 20,000 crore rupees, with state-run Mazagon Dock shipbuilders being tapped to become the anchor shipyard. Once the anchor shipyard is selected, the facility will be funded through the Shipbuilding Development Scheme. The Union government has budgeted rupees 19,989 crores for the scheme. News from DARPA. DARPA is advancing its artificial intelligence reinforcements program to bring AI-enabled autonomy into multi-ship beyond visual range air combat by testing the system first on manned F-16s before transferring it to an unmanned combat aerial vehicle. DARPA is targeting faster tactical coordination across sensors, electronic warfare, maneuver, and air-to-air weapons in contested airspace. The program's technical work is divided around two related problems. The first is modeling, creating fast, accurate representations of aircraft, sensors, electronic warfare effects, weapons, and adversary behavior under uncertainty. The second is execution, developing algorithms that can use those models in real time across a formation rather than as a single aircraft autopilot. DARPA specifically identifies fully integrated sensors, larger engagement scaling, open world adaptability, and predictive models. The UK Ministry of Defence published its Defence Investment Plan on 30th of June. It outlines a profile of spending across 4 financial years from 2026 to 2030. The key highlights: UK is scrapping plans to pursue a fleet of Type 83 destroyers in favor of at least 6 hybrid warships called Common Combat Vessels. The ships which will replace the current Type 45 air defense destroyers are envisioned as working in tandem with aerial, surface, and subsurface unmanned systems. UK also will not go forward with the Type 32 frigate. In all, the DIP allows for £1.5 billion to develop a broader hybrid navy concept, which builds off a crewed where necessary, uncrewed where possible model. The most eye-catching part of the DIP appear to center around funding valued at £8.6 billion for the Global Combat Air Programme GCAP, designed to deliver a 6th-generation fighter jet in collaboration with Italy and Japan, known as Tempest in the UK. The DIP also calls for a new collaborative combat aircraft program, akin to the ongoing US Air Force program that aims to have a CCA concept demonstrator by at least 2030. UK's current Eurofighter Typhoon will see $1.1 billion for upgrades and sustainment, while the UK is also readying for the arrival of a first batch of F-35A dual-capable 5th-generation fighter jets set to enter service in the early 2030s. A production contract for the new fighter fleet has still to be signed. The DIP specifically highlights that the Shadow R-1 ISR aircraft will be set for early retirement. UK plans to spend some £2.2 billion for the new Boxer 8x8 wheeled all-terrain armoured vehicle and another £1.1 billion to complete production of upgraded Challenger 3 main battle tanks. More than £500 million is earmarked for light mobility vehicle and heavy protected mobility projects as a successor to the Land Rover and new 6x6 armoured vehicle system. The plan calls for £150 million to be spent on developing unmanned ground vehicles and another £220 million for Project NYX to build armed autonomous drones to operate with AH-64E Apache attack helicopters. Counter-drone capabilities also get a surge of cash in the form of a £200 million investment. A quick wrap of today's news. India accelerated its defense modernization with Paras Defence partnering with Powerus to manufacture the Guardian 1 counter-drone system. Gujarat attracting 2,550 crores in defense investments. DRDO developing an advanced composite hull for the next generation infantry combat vehicle. Indian Navy enhanced its surveillance capabilities by issuing an RFI for tactical multi-copter surveillance drones. Government moved closer to finalizing the 30,000 crore rupees Anant Shastra QRSAM program. Maharashtra's Dighi was selected to host a 20,000 crore rupees Greenfield Shipbuilding Cluster. Globally, DARPA advanced AI-enabled air combat autonomy through F-16 testbeds, while UK Defence Investment Plan 2026 prioritized Royal Navy reforms alongside fresh investments in sovereign munitions and long-range strike capabilities, underscoring the growing global focus on technological superiority and defence preparedness. At Sugosha Media, we simplify complexity, from decoding defense policies to enabling market entry and structuring offsets. We help organizations move from strategy to execution in India's aerospace and defense ecosystem. Follow Sugosha Advisory on LinkedIn to stay updated and be part of the conversation shaping the future. Our focus is clear: turning regulatory understanding into business outcomes. We look forward to partnering in shaping the next phase of growth in this sector. Thank you.